How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Redemus Maximus,
I'm Miss Rockland.
and this is 8 Bits and Dice Rolls podcast. We are here today with the awesome owners of Boss Battle Games. Yay! Why don't you guys introduce yourself?
My name's Felicia.
And I'm Dustin.
Nice to meet you guys. Yes.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Yeah. We're here at the arcade that you guys own. Talk about it. Like, what is Boss Battle Games?
So we are an unlimited play arcade. You just pay admission to come in, and then it's all set up for free play. I know you don't like using the word free play, but it is free play. We have over 100 games on the floor. That includes arcades,
100 games,
pinballs, consoles. Yep. Do you want to tell them where you got the idea for this chaos?
There is a family entertainment center in Beach Grove, Indiana called Great Times.
Mm-hmm.
And the first Friday of every month, they used to have what they call a lock-in.
I do remember those, yeah.
So you pay $15, and from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., all of their games were on unlimited play.
Oh, yeah, actually, I do remember that, yeah, because they had like the bounce house and all the other cool stuff too. And I do remember, I didn't do it a whole lot, but I do remember them doing the free play stuff. So that was pretty cool.
I always really liked that. I got way too big for the jungle gym area, which is very sad.
Yeah, sad day.
But the arcade machines were all in unlimited play. That's where I got the most arcade play when I was in high school. So
yeah.
I always enjoyed that experience and just thought, well, what if we just did that every day?
Yeah. And where did you guys start out at? Obviously not in the Castleton Square Mall.
We originally opened our store in Washington Square Mall.
Yes, the zombie mall.
Yeah, so it's ironic story. Him and I got laid off in the same week.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, and so at that point, let me ask you a really quick question. Cussing, yes, no?
Yes, yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, cussing is allowed on this show.
Okay.
Just fucking go nuts.
So we both got laid off in the same week, and we were like, fuck it, we have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So we've been saving arcade machines. They've been squirreled around our house, our basement, our garage, everything. So it's like, let's just try it.
Yeah.
So we did some shopping around. We looked at some strip malls, and then we went to Washington Square. And at that point, they weren't quite what they are now.
Mm-hmm.
They were owned by a company called JLL, and they actually cared about the place, and they did their best.
Yeah.
We went in, we gave them a business pitch. They loved it. So they put us in an old Spencer's location, and that's where we got started. Yep. No, there was some really cool aesthetic to it, though. There was the metal corrugated walls.
Our rent was $800 a month.
$800? Are you shitting me? You can't even get a mortgage for that anymore. That's incredible.
Now, at that point, we had to push all of our foot traffic because although Washington Square had some foot traffic, we didn't advertise, right? Because again, this was a spur of the moment. Well, we've lost our job, so now what do we do? Well, let's try and do this. We have money saved up. So there was no time to advertise, and two, we were kind of concerned about advertising because what if it blows up in our face?
Right, yeah.
We had always planned to do this. We just didn't plan to do it at that point in time.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one of us had gotten laid off, but we had just refinanced her student loans.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally that Friday we were at the bank and they're like, yeah, your proof of income. I was like, here's my proof of income. I did not tell them I just lost my job.
Right, yeah. Yep, yeah, because you don't do that.
So how big was your Washington Square location compared to your current location? Was it smaller or bigger, would you say?
So the original location was much smaller. It was 1,200 square feet?
No, it wasn't that small. I want to say...
It was pretty small.
I want to say it was 3,000 square feet. Somewhere in the 2,000 to 3,000 range. I'm actually curious. I'd like to know because it's been so long now. But funnily enough, we were only in that original space, I think from November until March of the next year, November 2015 to March. We had all of our fighters right at the front, and we had to keep them pulled away from the wall because if you push the machines up against them, it was like you were putting a magnet to the monitors.
Oh, yikes! Yeah.
Turns out there was a main running right by that space. Wouldn't bother anyone else if you didn't have a pacemaker.
Yeah.
But it was a problem for us, and the mall was kind of on the hook to fix it. And they liked what we were doing. They're like, well, what if we move you to a bigger space? And at this point in time, their occupancy was almost full.
Yeah.
Even though it was a lot of mom and pop shops. So the only space they had was the giant space that you probably remember.
I do remember. That was my first experience coming into the place.
Most
Yeah.
people's first experience. There's very few people. Those are the really OOGs.
Yeah.
I remember the original space.
Yeah.
But that big space they gave us for $1,000 a month because they
Damn.
had to move us.
Yeah.
And it was 12,500 square feet. So
It was
Wow.
originally a Gap and a Baby Gap. They were
the
connected.
arcade was only in the 3,000 square foot section. And
Yeah.
we used the big venue. We had a warehouse and then like a 5,000 square foot venue that we used for tournaments and things of that nature.
I was going to say, yeah, because that was 2 storefronts, right?
Yeah.
Back to back. Yeah. You just had access to both of them.
So we'd keep the venue walled off, with temporary walls or just arcade machines sometimes, and then we'd open it up when we were doing events.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, because I remember even coming to those too. So those were a big deal, right? The Salty Sundays.
Well, the Salty Sunday, but really what... Do you remember the struggle of the very first Outfoxed?
Oh, I remember that too.
So-
I remember hearing about them.
Oh my gosh.
we got this venue, and we were friends with Zibby, which was at the time Indy's big Smash TO.
Mm-hmm.
And he was looking for a venue for his big tournament, so I sent him pictures of the venue, and we had to get all the electric ran and get it all set up, and I think we only had a month and a half to do everything.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So
That's short. That is really short time.
it was
Yeah.
not fun. I did not. No, we don't do things like that anymore. I don't think I could if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But a lot of what we were doing early on was very much like last minute, not getting enough sleep to get things done. When we moved
Yep.
here, it was similar too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean, I know you guys obviously have a lot of, supporters and stuff. And from my original channel, just the Reading Miss Maximus one,
Oh yeah.
we did a fundraiser to kind of help out with some of the broken machines and stuff like
Yep.
that. So, I mean, yeah, the support is out there for sure. So huge shout out to everybody that has been to this place. If you haven't already, you need to.
Speaking of broken machines, I have a question. Since you guys repair a lot of arcade machines or find busted ones and you make them or cut them, what's the weirdest repair or thing you have found inside a machine that you picked up before?
weirdest thing,
Rat King.
probably. I mean, it's really not that unusual. So we had a gun blade. I don't remember where we got it from, but it was in pretty beat up shape. The monitor was out, missing the marquee, and we were taking it apart to clean it. And I took a bottom panel off, and there was just, I want to say there was like $50 or $60 in quarters.
Holy shit.
Also like a
That's awesome.
mouse.
Oh.
He's been there,
Oh,
On his hoard.
and I couldn't reach him, so he was still in there.
You found the hidden tomb of the
Yeah, we.
the Lemmy Winks.
Yep, we called him the Rat
I'm
King.
not trying to be gross or anything, but I physically could not reach him because of the way the cabinet was designed.
Right,
So
yeah.
He was just in there.
Yeah.
That was his tomb.
That was his tomb.
Wow. What a way to go, though. I mean, that's actually kind of cool.
If you moved him, probably you get the curtain screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you don't want to overdo it for sure.
I did take all of his money, though.
That maybe that's why COVID happened.
Okay, so you're a grave robber. Got it.
No, that's probably the weirdest one. We've had some adventures like getting equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As for repairs or weird stuff like that, most of the time it's just me complaining about Sega equipment.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the most strangest place where you got one cabinet from?
We have it's a multi-K now, but I'd like to stress I got it as an empty cabinet.
Yeah.
Because people get pissed, understandably, when you convert a classic machine to multi-K. I got a at the time, it was an empty Nintendo versus golf. Didn't have a monitor or board or anything in it. But we got that from a horse pasture. It was actually in a semi-trailer that had been taken off the axles. And Felicia had to wrangle a goat so we could get through this game.
You're not doing a very good job at describing this. This was a guy's farm, and he had a pasture with goats. And you had to get through that pasture to get to the horse pasture, where the semi-truck had been parked for probably 20 years and was just full of machines. And it was an old farmer guy. He's like, don't let that goat out. Don't let the goat out into the horse pasture. So Dustin had to drive the truck through the goat pasture to get to the horse pasture, and I had to wrangle a goat to make sure he didn't get into the horse pasture and piss off the horses.
So was that the birth of the original like boss fight?
Might be.
Yeah. Is that where the actual like thought process came from? Because you used to do those too. I mean, did you just start bringing those back? Oh, did I see something about that?
Oh, the dungeon crawls?
Yeah, the dungeon crawls.
Oh my gosh. So we did one. It's just hard because we've been really busy lately. Him and I personally, and I'm not going to put that responsibility on anybody else dealing with it because it does take a lot of effort. Lately, and I'm sure if you've come into the arcade, you've noticed we have Pat, Jeff, and Dalton running the arcade.
I did, yeah.
And so Dustin and I have been spending a lot of time at the warehouse working. We're trying to prepare for a second location. So
yeah, talk about that. I mean, we've been to the actual warehouse itself.
Yeah.
So it's literally a museum by itself, just with the CRTVs. So it's a pretty cool location.
We had a workshop flooding because of a pipe.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thankfully the landlord is. I say good landlord. Let's just say not terrible. I guess.
Yeah.
They're doing what they're supposed to do. I'm
Yeah.
very appreciative that they got it taken care of. But apparently somebody had drove a nail through a copper pipe when they were installing some.
Oh, of course.
But then they like JB welded it and then put the drywall over it. And then years later it gave way and started leaking. So.
And this is recent?
This is
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, you guys got your work cut out for you for sure.
Yep. For the second location, we're actually trying to open a spot in Ontario.
Okay.
So we're making that move. We are, I don't know if you've seen us, but we are heavily built and we like cold. Indiana, too hot.
I understand. It's gross out now.
It is.
You also have doggos, I believe, that love the cold.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. We really like doing, we play a lot of video games, obviously, but we like doing outdoorsy stuff.
Yeah.
But the outdoorsy stuff we like is cold.
Cold, right.
So we're trying to make our way over there, but it's just been a lot of hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
A lot of red tape. There's so much involved. There's immigration lawyer, there's corporate lawyer, there's Canadian tax accountant, U.S. tax accountant, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So
it would be a lot easier if one of us just got a job.
Right. Yeah.
But since we're self-employed, it's a lot more complicated.
Because it's not just like a work visa type thing, right?
So we have to establish a company in Canada, and then we have to work for that company.
Right.
It's just complicated because of the way you have to do that. They want to make sure that you don't say, oh, well, yeah, I'm self-employed, and then just move into Canada, right?
Right,
so
yeah.
You have to show that you're going to invest so much money. You have to show what your business plan is, and then you have to actually get that business up and running and show it's making money.
Yeah.
So to do that, we just have to, we have to hit the ground running. We can't afford for it to not work immediately.
Yeah.
So it's stressful.
Yeah.
while we've been waiting on all the other parties to get their ducks in a row, him and I have been at the warehouse just getting machines ready. Just going through and bulletproofing them. Right now I've got a Mario pinball torn apart. And I rebuilt the flippers, modded it, and then it's going to get packed away and set aside for the second location.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of pictures, obviously, right? Like you're posting all that stuff to your Instagram and all that other stuff too. So yeah, if the listeners actually want to check it out, we'll put a link down in the comments below. And, that way you guys can check out all their stuff. They have a Facebook page, follow them, come to the location, tell them 8-Bit sent you. I'm sure they would love that.
Should sell that thing.
Oh, sell Mario.
It's a pretty cool, thing though.
It's really cool, but it's a really badly made Gottlieb machine.
Oh, really?
They're super annoying.
Well, okay, since we're on the topic of actual pinballs, what made you want to, have pinball machines?
I don't want to have pinballs.
Okay.
He doesn't want them, and I got old. I don't know. I hit 30, and something clicked in my brain, and it was like pinballs.
Yeah,
wow.
pinballs.
Suddenly, those are really interesting to me.
Pinballs are pretty cool.
They're neat. I like them to an extent, but I don't get too heavily invested in them, I guess.
Yeah.
For me, it's just a lot of maintenance.
Right. Yeah.
I think really the safe answer is we had so many requests for pinball. We finally broke down and threw some pinballs in the arcade.
Yeah. What was the first one?
Our first pinball?
High speed?
Yeah.
It wasn't the Alice Cooper one?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you guys have done such an excellent job, fixing them up, making them look good and all that stuff. Like, they look like they literally just came off the show floor. So
We tried.
Okay.
So it's not.
One thing
Not take credit where it's not due.
Right.
007 is new.
Godzilla's pretty new.
Godzilla's pretty new.
Phantom Menace wasn't new, right?
No, that's not on the floor anymore, though.
Oh, yeah, I did see that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still have a bunch of Star Wars. Just
Oh, yeah.
not that one.
Yeah.
But we do go through them every week, take the glass off, we bang the pinball over all the switches, make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to, tighten everything up.
Yeah.
It's not complicated, but it is a big time sink. It's oftentimes like most of a day to go through all the pinballs. We only have 9.
Yeah. And Dustin, you taught yourself how to basically, fix these boards and all that stuff too, right?
So I do mostly monitor repair.
Okay.
Board repair or logic level repair is out of my wheelhouse. I would love to learn how to do it, but that's like it's a whole profession in itself.
Yeah.
A lot of times you get guys that will only work on like midway boards. Like
Yeah.
I only work on this type of midway board, or I only work on Pac-Man boards or whatever, because just of how difficult it can be to be in that line of work.
Yeah.
Monitors, a bit more generalized, because even though they're all different, they all do work on those same principles. So I can apply what I've learned to a monitor I've never worked on before.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's its own trade, right? Basically fixing these things.
Yeah.
So
Most of what I do, I fixed 3 monitors this week.
yeah. Is that what you did before the arcade opened up,
I
or?
was actually a welder.
Okay. Well, that's still kind of cool though. I mean,
It's too fucking hot. They don't pay you enough.
That's
Yeah,
true.
people
That's true.
inevitably die of lung cancer. It is not great.
That's
I
true.
respect the work, but welders used to make $20 to $30 an hour in 1970, and they
Yeah.
still make that now. It hasn't really kept up.
not much of a change. Yeah.
All the time in America, if you were a welder, you was shit.
That's what everyone says, and
Yeah.
I tell you, yeah, that was true 40 or 50 years ago. But
Yep. Yeah. Same thing with like mason, stone workers and all them. They used to be an art form, and now it's just a dying breed type deal, right? Felicia, what did you do before the arcade?
Ooh, so I, fresh out of college, started working at Angie's List.
Straight out of college.
Oh, yeah. Worked at Angie's List for 3 years, got laid off. Got another job, got laid off, started the arcade.
That's cool.
really putting that $40,000
Oh, yeah.
student debt to work.
Oh, yeah.
What did you go to school for?
So I went for communications and marketing,
Okay.
which I do use for the arcade.
I was going to say, yeah, there's a lot of marketing
Yeah.
involved.
Now, I will say, I'm trying to not age myself. I ain't going to say when I graduated college, but by the time I graduated college compared to now, social media and marketing completely different.
Changed.
Oh, yeah. So
complete change.
it's one of those things where I just have to kind of learn and teach myself as things change.
Yeah.
So,
But like I said,
but hey, look, my graphic design.
you didn't.
They're pretty
you didn't learn
awesome.
that at school.
No, I did. I took classes for that.
That's part of like digital media, right?
Well,
Yeah.
math class does not count. Like
It does. That's exactly how you learn.
Nobody taught you actually. They may have taught you some tips and tricks, but that's definitely all you. You did not learn that from any educator.
I will say, Felicia, you are an amazing artist.
Oh, thank you.
I've seen the stuff that you draw, like just for fun, and then some of the stuff that you send out when you guys also have eBay as well, right?
Yeah.
You sell certain things on. I've seen sometimes on certain orders where you draw something on the package that's really cute.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's very personalized.
What is wild about that, and I tried to point this out to her, because she'll do stuff like there'll be there's a Pikachu that's still on a machine. I can't remember what machine it was at the warehouse, but she just drew in the dust. On the
Yeah.
place.
Oh.
and I'm trying to explain to her it's not normal to be able to take any medium like that and to just perfectly reproduce something.
Yeah.
Like when she does those doodles, it's just like a Sharpie with a marker, but she'll make it look like the original artist made it.
Yeah.
Like her superpower is stealing other people's art styles.
She's the master of the ink and fake.
I mean, where it does come in handy, like I love doing the doodles on the packages, and I try to do drawing in my spare time, but where it really does come in handy is restoring arcade machines, believe it or not. Because sometimes you'll get a machine and the marquee is absolutely blasted, it's destroyed.
Yeah.
And you can't find a reproduction. You can't find another one. Like, that's it. So I have to look at the bits and pieces of what's left of the marquee, if anything,
And kind of,
and recreate it to the best of my ability.
yeah. I remember when you guys had the Jurassic Park.
Yep.
You know, that was probably one of the first ones I saw, and I was like, oh my God, that's incredible. Like, I
Yep.
thought that was the actual, marquee stuff for it.
Yeah, and more recently, we have a Pump It Up machine. It's at the warehouse right now being worked on, and it needs the bezel art that goes around the monitor. But we haven't been able to find a replacement. Nobody reproduces the one that we want, so I just went in to Photoshop and did my best to recreate it. And Dustin was like, I need you to hide a signature in there somewhere, so when it inevitably gets printed and put on the machine,
Right, yeah, you got
there's a BBG hidden in there somewhere.
Yeah, gotta have a watermark, right? So now, obviously, going back to the eBay thing, obviously you like selling stuff, right? What does your guys' personal collections look like? Because I know a certain somebody is a bit of an obsession, not to age either of us, with the Burger King setups for Pokemon.
Yeah. So Dustin isn't really much of a collector.
I don't really have much at home.
I was gonna say, I think we had a separate conversation about that, like the digital versus like hard copies of stuff, and the games not being able to be played eventually, right?
For me, I just want to play the games.
Right.
So whatever media is going to allow me to do that with the least amount of resistance.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of the EverDrives. I'm a big fan of anything that doesn't have moving parts.
Yeah,
So
because you see enough of them, right? So
I don't want things to break on me. It's very frustrating.
that's fair.
Felicia likes to collect Pokemon stuff from the 1990s. Basically, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I have 2 collections running right now, and I just, for the most part, have finished the BK collection. I haven't posted it yet.
Which that's impressive that you were able to find any of that stuff.
I know.
Because every time you post something, I'm like, man, I could really go for a rodeo burger right now.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember those when the small soldiers thing came out?
Oh, yeah.
And Pokemon was huge.
I don't understand is somebody that's literal trash. A bag.
They did, yeah.
So your food comes in, has fry grease on it, and you're supposed to throw away for the last 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
Like in their garage.
Should have
Like,
degraded and,
what is happening?
Well, yeah. So, like, what is the, I guess, what is like the condition of that stuff? That you got?
Most of it's in pretty good condition.
Is it like, do the
Yeah.
bags have original grease and stuff on it? Okay.
No, you can definitely tell a lot of the stuff that I picked up was somebody probably worked at Burger King at some point
Probably took
and
a few
had
of
the
those home or
foresight to
something.
think this is going to be worth something.
Yeah.
My theory is somebody broke into a Burger King that closed in the 90s.
Yeah.
All this stuff.
That's true. They probably could have. Did you get any of the Pokemon cards, like that Secret Mew or the Ancient Mew and all that kind of stuff? And
So this specific promo, if I'm going to go into detail, this is a 1999 Pokemon the First Movie Burger King promotion. It didn't last very long. There was a lot of controversy with the Pokeballs suffocating children. But the
I'm sorry,
promo
what?
had 57 different toys.
yes, I
So
do remember
that was impressive for a fast food promo. It had all 151 Pokemon cards. They were like specific cards for Burger King. There were 7 different bags with different Pokemon. Also, they sold the gold cards.
I do. The
And there are
gold
6
carrot ones.
Yep, and
Yeah.
there were 6 different of those.
Which, believe it or not, are not that expensive.
They're not.
Which is crazy to think about.
What's crazy to me is I remember being a child and thinking that those were so expensive.
Yeah.
But now that I have like all the advertisement paperwork, I'm like, they were $1.99 a piece.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was all just like gold, dipped painted
Yeah.
stuff, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't actual like gold carrot blocks.
Yeah. But it's
otherwise you
been
would not be
really
getting that Burger
fun to collect. And
Yeah.
the reason why I started collecting that is it just had a really special place in my heart because I remember Burger King and Pokemon would do this promotion once a week where you could come in for trade night. And depending on your Burger King, it was different days, right? But I remember being a kid and going there with my dad, and we would have our table set up and we'd be trading with people and so on and so forth. And I was so into it at the time. I had like 2 tables with all these different toys, and a radio station came and interviewed me and told me I was the Pokemon Master of Indiana, and I have ridden that
That's
wave the
pretty
rest of my
sweet.
life.
That is pretty sweet. That's a big high mark, you know.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
peaked right there at 9 years old.
Yes, that's right. That's right. I remember all of that too, which is I'm just like losing my mind right now.
Oh yeah,
Not to age me too, I guess.
I think one of my favorite pieces I have from that collection is somebody sent me the tent, the little advertisement tent that would go on tables, and it
I
would
do
say,
remember those. Yeah.
you know, Pokemon trade night, this day, this time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Burger King probably had some of the best like kid marketing, right?
yes,
They had
it was the big kids meal.
yeah, yes, the big kid meal and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And they were able to hit a lot of the different like entertainment media that
Mhm.
like Disney and, you know, McDonald's couldn't at the time, right? Because Disney was everything for McDonald's.
Right.
So you didn't get cool stuff like Small Soldiers or Pokemon or, you know, and they hit like every single Pokemon movie. I remember that too. So it was just like the Mewtwo one was the one that stuck out the most.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It was really Pokemon's first time being a promotional item in the United States for a fast food chain.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, they put all of their cards into Poliwhirl. They
Oh,
really
yeah.
thought Poliwhirl was going to be the dude.
Yep.
And so that whole evolution line, there's so much stuff of Poliwhirl.
Yeah. Well,
Now you told me it's a tadpole. I'm looking at it. I could not tell you.
Poliwag was a tadpole.
Whatever the hell it's
It's a
supposed to be.
froglet,
It
technically.
literally
Yeah.
looks like a weird stuffed animal.
He is
Yeah,
a weird
he is a
stuffed
weird
animal.
Probably, he was definitely one of my favorites, like growing up for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Did you
Oh, yeah,
ever?
Charmander, that's definitely a lizard.
Yeah,
Yes.
I get that. What the fuck is he supposed to
he's going to hypnoptize
do?
you.
He
Well,
evolves and
yeah,
he gets angrier.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gets beefed up. He got those steroids.
that's right.
I think it's supposed to be like a frog.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a frog.
Doesn't look like a frog at all.
I never understood the whole whirl thing, but I guess if you went back and actually read the the Pokedex or whatever,
So
It'd
I'll
be
give
fucked
you
up.
my nerd knowledge. Poliwag is based off of a tadpole, and if you look at a picture of a tadpole, you can see its intestines through its stomach because the lining
Oh,
of its skin is
gross.
so thin, so it's kind of swirly.
Yeah.
and that's what it's supposed to be.
Oh, okay. So it's not trying to hypnotize little kids.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's neat.
it's his guts.
A literal child is never going to figure
They're
it out.
never going to figure that out.
As
Yeah.
an adult, you just told me that. I'm 36 now.
I know. Now I'm like, wait a minute. I have to think about that.
There's also a species of frog called the glass frog.
Yeah.
You see everything and they
Oh,
have
yeah.
eyes as well. So
Oh yeah.
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 Oh
So-
man.
So we touched on obviously the retro stuff.
Yes.
That's not all you guys have, right? You guys have a lot of modern stuff too. What made you decide to cover the modern stuff when the key point is the arcade, right?
It's not about a time frame. It's just about what games do people want to play.
Yeah.
What do people enjoy playing?
Yes.
So I'm playing Street Fighter 6 right now.
How is it?
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Could have fooled me.
It's very frustrating at times. It's difficult, but I do like it.
I will say though, it's been really nice because you have parents that come in and they're, 30s, 40s, and they want to play the arcade machines they grew up on.
Yeah.
Their kids have zero interest. They don't care. So they go sit and play whatever on the PlayStation. Grand Theft Auto all the time. Little 6-year-old on Grand Theft Auto, that's his jam. But
Yeah.
that's what they do. They sit there and they are in the zone, and their parents are in the zone on Donkey Kong, and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
It depends, though. You will get a lot of kids in the arcade, especially on the drivers and shooters.
Mhm.
People play the shit out of those.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed a lot of little girls last time we were here kept running up to the DDR machine, and it was really cute because they were running all over the machine. They were having a great time. We were playing the machine, but
Yep.
Yeah.
With all the flashing lights, especially on that piece of equipment.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Loud music and flashing lights. Yeah.
Yep.
What would you say is the most popular machine at the arcade right now?
Daytona.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
Daytona.
I was going to say, every time I come in here, that sucker is packed.
Yeah. I would say second, a very close second is Guitar Hero.
Really?
Yeah.
Guitar Hero might be the more popular machine, but because Daytona has 8 players, it gets more people playing.
Right. Yeah.
Guitar Hero will have a line. You'll have 2 people on Guitar Hero. I've literally had people come and complain to me that so-and-so has been on there for like an hour and I want to play it. And it's like, okay, well just tell them.
And
Yeah.
if we had more Guitar Hero machines, they would probably also be like, I don't
Probably. Do you ever think about doing a tournament for Guitar Hero again? Remember those?
Yeah, we've thought about it. Again, it's just a matter of time commitment.
Yeah.
Well, there's also the people when they go to events are usually going for very specific reasons.
Yeah.
A lot of people come to the arcade just as more of a time filler instead of like for a specific event.
Yeah.
Aside from like our Smash tournaments and things like that. So if you're advertising a Guitar Hero tournament, your turnout is probably not going to be very great because there's a lot of people that play Guitar Hero, especially if they're here. There's not necessarily a lot of people that are going to travel for a Guitar Hero tournament.
Right. Yeah. That's understandable. Well, and I know just kind of a local thing, you had quite a bit of turnout for Initial D too.
Oh yeah, pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Man, that was fun.
That was cool.
Yeah,
I only went to
that
one
was
of those,
a
but it was
really cool community.
I
Yeah.
cannot get those licenses anymore.
I know they're
Yeah.
so expensive too, if you can even find them.
Right.
So, well, and then you guys don't even have Stage 8 anymore, right?
No, it's still here.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It's to the right of Dark Escape right now.
Okay, gotcha. I was gonna say, what is the other one? Stage 5, 3. Okay, yeah, it's over there. I do have cards for those. You can get those at mass produced still.
Yeah, those
So-
have been reproduced.
Yeah.
The way that Sega did it is they're not using a network or anything. Everything's on the license itself. So to prevent any kind of cheating, because they used to have an online function,
Yeah,
the security on there is pretty hefty from what I've been told. So nobody has cracked it. From
interesting.
my understanding. If anyone's out there that knows how to do it, let me know.
Yeah, drop a comment below if you know how to fix those things. Let us know. And again, if you like the actual content today, make sure you like and subscribe, follow the channel, and all that good stuff. And yeah, you guys also have a Twitch channel now too, right? That you guys are kind of trying to get off the ground.
So we do have a Twitch. Right now it's mostly for live streaming the Smash tournaments. Eventually we would like to live stream other things.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say we're trying to get anything off the ground. It's just
Yeah.
kind of if we're doing
if it's there, it's
Yeah.
there, right?
We had our very last minute live stream last night of Mean Bean Machine.
Which I was watching that and I was like, wrecked. Like, I even promoted it too. That was actually pretty entertaining. I was like, what is this like Tetris madness? But
Oh man.
such a good game.
It is.
Bad at it.
I was going to say Felicia was tearing up on that game. Although that's cool that they if you hit so many combos, it blocks out the other players and stuff. That was
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a really fun game. 10 out of 10 would recommend it.
When we were getting our house renovated, we were living out of a hotel for like 3
Um,
months.
Mhm.
And we had one of those
was-
Genesis all-in-ones.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty much all we played. I played that and Game Ground.
Well, it was during COVID too. So it was like we're stuck in a hotel room. We can't go anywhere. We can't hang out with anybody. So it was us and our 2 dogs in a 2-queen hotel room playing Mean Bean Machine for hours on end.
No, I think it was one king bed.
Was it 1 king?
Just one. 'Cause
Well,
it was like the bed and enough room for the dogs to be on the side of the bed.
yeah.
Well, yeah. So obviously, bring up about the pups because you just got a new one not too long ago, right?
So old girl passed away Valentine's Day of last year. So that sucked because she's been with us for literally everything. She was 12.
She was the arcade dog when
She
I
was
first
the
came
arcade
in.
dog. Yeah.
I didn't even pay for anything yet, and I was like, "Can I pet your dog?"
Yep. She used to come sit behind the desk with us. That was back at Washington Square. We could do that. And then we got Ame. Ame was her buddy. And then when she passed away, Ame was just distraught. Everybody
Yeah.
was distraught. But his hair was falling out and so on and so forth. So I figured it was time for Ame to have a buddy. We
Yeah.
said, buddy needs a buddy. So I surprised Dustin with a puppy for his birthday, which that video is probably my favorite video of anything we've done. Because that was a whole hoopla. There were so many people involved in that lie.
Yeah.
So we went and picked this puppy up from Buffalo, New York.
Oh, wow.
Aw.
And so I told Dustin that I was flying out to meet my friend Lee because for her job, and then we were going to go visit my family and so on and so forth, which wasn't totally a lie. I did go stop and see my family, but I picked up a dog along the way.
Yeah. And what kind of dogs are they?
So they're Alaskan Malamutes.
Yeah. Not huskies.
Yeah, not huskies.
Not huskies.
I try to tell people if a husky is a racehorse, a Malamute is a Clydesdale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not accurate.
Yep.
Yeah. So Ame is 122 pounds. He's 6 years old now. And then Yuki is the new girl. She is 80 pounds,
Oh wow.
8 months.
Wow.
So, but
Doesn't look like it.
yeah, she's just dense.
Yeah.
I told Dustin last night she's built like Boris the Goose from Balto. She's just a bowling ball.
Okay. That's funny.
She's well fed.
She is very well fed. She's spoiled. She's a brat. She knows she can get away with anything. So,
Oh.
Very cute. They're both very cute though.
oh yeah, they have very different personalities. So it's funny. It's been funny to watch her and Ame spend time together.
Circling back to the whole eBay thing, when you're doing like, because you guys sell games and stuff too on the side as well, and consoles. I know you guys do. You like to mod systems too, right? Or at least make them region free.
Yeah, some
all
of
those
them.
kind of things,
Yeah.
like the N64s. I
Right.
know that's a big one. You know, when you pick those things to sell, where do you go to get like the buyer's market type thing? Because obviously you sell Japanese games, like the actual Japanese imports. You have English bearing games and all those kind of things. Is it just you take whatever people bring in, or are you looking for specific titles, or
So when we first started, it was definitely like a manhunt.
yeah,
I would stop by pawn shops, see what I could find, go to yard sales, estate sales, anything like that.
Yeah.
Auctions sometimes. But, knock on wood, we've gotten to the point where we're well known enough that people come and sell their collections to us. So now I don't have to, do as much work.
yeah, which is always a good thing.
Yeah. So, and we try to pay better than our competitors. So if, the place across the street is giving you $30 for an N64, I'll give you $40.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
A lot
And-
of times people will come in and they don't want to do the work of like selling everything piecemeal.
right. Yeah,
So we'll just try to make them I'll buy everything for this much as long as it's not 40 copies of Madden.
right.
right.
Well,
yeah.
and that's what I was about to say is we are very picky about what we put out because we're not a game store like that.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of space. So I have to pick and choose what is going to sell and what is going to give somebody that wow factor.
Right.
Either A, is this game going to turn on some nostalgia for somebody? Or B, is this just going to wow someone and say, wow, I have never seen this game in person before.
Yeah, I know. Fuck you. I take all it. Everything you get new in immediately goes to my collection now. So
Yeah.
Pikachu 64s, man.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Yeah, for
I
sure.
think we sell those for like $200 or $300, something outrageous.
Yeah. Yeah.
People will come up and be like, "Wow, that's crazy," and then the guy behind them will buy it.
Yeah,
Right.
every time. Well, yeah, you guys had a Ninja Turtle like complete in box for Game Boy,
Yeah.
and I literally was looking at it all day, and I'm like, let me see it. And there was another guy right behind me. I swear to God, he was about to buy it. And I was like, nope, that's mine.
It will happen.
Yeah.
I tell people that I'm not a salesman.
Yeah, you don't even have to be. It just sells itself.
But there are some items out there that people will just buy.
Yeah,
Right, because they're looking for it, and there are games that we have in stock that we have at what I call reasonable prices that people want to buy to play. So like GoldenEye or
Yeah,
whatever,
yep.
those types of games we'll have in stock because people want them, they want to take them home and play with their friends. But there are certain items that are what I call collector's items that will sit there until the right person comes along.
Right.
Yep.
The Pokemon games are insane. I don't understand what's happening.
It's because Nintendo holds their value. I mean, that's the
Yes,
trick.
But I remember putting out, I don't even know what Pokemon
Heart
game
Gold.
it was Heart Gold.
Yeah, Heart Gold.
For, I don't know, $200 and something.
Yep.
I put it in the display case. I went to the cash register. Somebody called me over there. I took it out of the display case, sold it to this guy, like immediately.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't understand. What is this?
So
Is it literally made out of gold? Why are you paying this much?
So I know obviously the nostalgia factor, right?
Right.
But a lot of the time, and again, it is, yes, you want to buy things at a certain play point, but there's a point where, you miss a lot of the artwork. That's really what it comes down to in a lot of that stuff. So like the Soul Silver, the first big appearance of Lugia, right? That's a big moment
Yeah.
in Pokemon history. The art is amazing. If you look at the Japanese covers, they're gorgeous. They're covered in like a hollow paint, which I don't understand how they're cheaper than, the American ones, other than probably play value. But then, yeah, like a lot of the stuff that I collect, it's for the actual artwork itself. You can't find the old artwork like the F-Zero covers and stuff like that anymore, or like the old Super Smash Bros. You can't just find those things complete in box anymore. So at that point, it's just going to collect, dust because it's an art piece.
We used to do a lot of importing from Japanese sellers through, there's a couple like middleman websites you can buy it from.
Yeah.
Don't think we really swung back to that since COVID, because COVID killed a lot of Japan Post shipping options.
Yeah.
It makes shipping prohibitively expensive to buy things.
Yeah.
And I don't think we really come back around to that.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened is, again, I used to do a lot of footwork to try and find this stuff. And so
Yeah.
I would go, I made connections with people in Japan. I would go to Yahoo auctions, so on and so forth. But it got to the point where the shipping was so prohibitively expensive.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it worth it.
Is that what it's like with Pokemon Center now? Because I know you guys have a ton of Pokemon Center stuff, like the plushies.
So Pokemon Center is a little different.
She actually got banned.
Oh, seriously? Okay. Breaking news.
That's a whole story.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Fight with somebody?
No. So okay. Hold on. Before you throw me under the bus, let me explain.
Literally everyone told you did this.
I did it. So during COVID, Pokemon Center put out a life-size Arcanine plushie.
Yep, I remember that.
It was like $500. And I was like, I need that because I'm a giant child. So yes, put me down. Well, it was a pre-order. And because again, it was COVID, right?
Yeah.
Everything's fucked up.
Yeah.
So they said, all right, we have you down. We won't charge your card until this ships. Well, when is it going to ship? I don't know. Okay. So fast forward, 2-3 years?
No, it was like a year and some change.
It was almost 2 years.
It was over a year.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, my card gets charged $500. I'm like, what the fuck?
From Pokemon Center.
From
You know
Pokemon
what?
Center.
I do remember you posting about this.
I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit, what
And
happened?
she's like, oh, what happened? I'm like, what do you mean what happened? You did this.
I said, no.
I did not do this. Literally everyone said, are you sure
Yeah.
you didn't do
Right.
this?
Well,
Because-
okay. So I looked at my email. No email.
Yeah.
No notification of anything. And again, I have forgotten about the Arcanine. The Arcanine, it's gone. 2 years behind me. Forgot all about it. No email saying, yeah, hey, we charged your card. You have this giant Arcanine coming to you. I call them and I say, hey, my card got charged for $500. Can you tell me why? Well, we can't tell you because we can't confirm that you're the one that did it or something.
I will say their customer service
Trash.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I sent them an email and I said, here's my card. It has my name and here are the numbers, the last 4 digits. Here's what it was charged. Can you tell me what this is for? We can't tell you. We don't know. So I just assumed. And at the same time, he forgot the card at Taco Bell. Same day.
Yep, I do remember this now. Yeah, it was the
Taco Bell down the street from the warehouse.
Taco
So
Bell
it was
fiasco.
like-
Didn't give me my card back. and
Dustin
I
forgot
figured
his
it out.
card, and then suddenly my card got charged for $500. Pokemon Center was like, I don't know. I don't know. We can't tell you
Yeah.
anything. So I was like, all right. I call up the credit card company. And I say, hey, this wasn't me. Shut the card off. And they're like, yeah, no problem. We'll reverse the charge. Shut it off. We believe you.
Oh, no.
Next day, giant Arcanine in my driveway. And I was like, oh shit.
Oh, my God.
I was like, oh shit. So I tried to contact Pokemon. I was like, hey man, I fucked up. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. But in my defense, your communication was really bad,
Yeah,
okay?
that's really shitty.
So I called Discover and I'm like, hey man, I fucked up. Can you like reverse that charge? And they're like, yeah, we should be able to do something. I don't think they ever actually did it.
Yeah.
And so then Pokemon banned my IP address.
Oh, my God. Because I think
Yeah.
you stole the
Yeah, because they think I
Arcanine.
stole it. And I'm like, I swear to God, man, I'm trying to give
Oh,
you this
my
money.
God. Well, if anybody from Pokemon's listening,
A bit of, from what I've seen, because I see the emails come through.
yeah,
I believe Pokemon Center is like based in Japan.
correct. Yeah, they have like English or American stores or something like that too.
Their English is not their first language, obviously.
Correct. Yeah.
They are not very good at communicating when there's a problem.
Yep.
Fix it.
Yeah.
You know, Pokemon Center, these are legitimate, kind human beings. They didn't mean to, so I'm here to validate that.
No,
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
What's wild is you would think that they would be a little more willing or just have better communication.
Right, yeah,
They
something.
literally spend
Yeah.
thousands of dollars a month
Mm-hmm.
at Pokemon Center.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Not for me, by the way. I'm not spending $1,000 a month on my stuff.
Are you sure? Based on your posts, are you sure?
Used to how much space she has in the house. So
Right.
right now, yes, it was mostly just plush for the store.
That's so odd that they didn't send you like any kind of a heads up. Though. I mean, I pre-order stuff all the time, like Hasbro Pulse, and actually through there you actually have to click a button to say please charge my card, I am ready, before they'll even ship it to
Right.
you.
Yeah.
I think there's a language barrier. Like there's something we have our culture where like that's very normal, right?
Right.
Like, oh yeah, this is a pre-order.
It's
and
getting ready to ship.
It's getting ready to ship. It's been a year. We're giving you a heads up. We get too many emails.
Yeah.
Oh my
Our
God, that
center
too.
is like, fuck off. You'll get it when you get it.
Yeah.
Usually you get it like next day, which is kind of amazing. But they don't have that same level of communication.
Right.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is you might want to look into a VPN service so that you can buy the Pokemon
It's
again.
been unbanned as of a few months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So they
Yeah.
reversed that at least.
I feel like they just put like a year ban or something on, but it was on my IP address. I
Yeah.
couldn't make another.
What probably happened is we had an internet search.
Oh yeah, that might be
Oh,
it.
yeah. Change
So
the IP.
I couldn't make an account with his information. Wouldn't let me do it. So
Wow.
good old shout out to Jeff. Jeff would order the stuff for me through his Pokemon Center
There
account,
you
and
go.
then I would pay him. So big roundabout.
Jeff is I would say tech, but I think we call him fixer.
The fixer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Pat has zero problem solving skills. And Dalton, I haven't really challenged Dalton to figure out what his problem solving skills are. Pat would literally start the death in the grocery store. So,
That's pretty
Jeff is
funny.
the guy we go to when we need something like odd
Yeah.
done. It's like, yeah, I need you to circumvent this ban for me.
So he's the guy.
He's
Like he's the guy. Yeah.
I need you to go fix this pinball. Also, I need you to go fix the plumbing in the bathroom.
Was that how you got the sound text game end screen to be in English? Because I remember that feed used to be in Japanese. And now
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, thank you for playing. What's our name?
So that is actually Trent, who is our old tech. He's still hanging around. He actually works at Micro Center across the street now.
Oh wow.
He runs a.
You better tread carefully because you're gonna get him disappeared in a van.
Well, I mean, it's fine. He maintains a server for historical Konami games, and he can do things like over-the-air updates and things like that.
Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool. Well, hey, thanks so much for doing this interview with us. I know we attempted this last year, and just too much noise around all that stuff. So that's why I wanted to come back and touch on this, because the other thing too is obviously in Japan the Sega building is gone completely
Yeah.
now. So that was kind of the touch point of why I wanted to do this episode, because arcades are important.
Yeah.
It's important pieces of history. It's important pieces of gaming history. And it still brings people together, which is awesome.
Right.
But before we actually wrap up, do you guys have anything else you want to like promote coming up for the arcade?
Ooh.
We are trying to bring some new games to the floor,
Okay.
but it's been slow getting things fixed to a point where we can do a reshuffle.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what we want to bring. I know we want to bring Gitadora.
Okay.
I don't think
Cool.
I'm familiar with that one. But it's such a huge space hog that it's pretty
Right.
significant.
Yeah.
Pretty significant reshuffle to get it on the floor. Also somewhere where we can supervise it, because we don't want people to break the guitars.
Right. Yeah. It's a big
What
deal.
other games did you want to bring? Let's get Adora.
Disney Tsum Tsum.
Disney. I mean, you want to bring Disney Tsum Tsum. I don't know where to put it. There's a new Pump It Up coming out. So
Okay,
there's a new cabinet
sweet.
for that, a very
That's
fancy
cool.
cabinet. I think the new version comes out in a month or two. So we're trying to get that on the floor. Silent Scope?
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be a fun one.
Well, I think that leads into events to promote. So IFC is coming up in August. That's the Indiana Furry Convention.
Mhm.
We'll be bringing a bunch of machines to that.
Okay.
So
Cool.
if that's up your alley. And in that same vein, we've been hosting once a month Fur Meets here at the arcade, and that's been getting a lot of traction.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we provide a safe space for that community to hang out. We have a wedding coming up that we're bringing a machine to.
That's awesome.
So if that's something that's up your alley and you want to rent arcade machines from us, we do that from time to time.
and if you
hit
got
us up.
birthday parties, we're sitting in like the most beautiful
Yeah.
hangout spot possible.
Yeah, we also
kind of do a refresh on the venue so we can make it a bit more appealing to.
And it looks gorgeous in here.
Thank
yeah,
you.
it looks beautiful.
So awesome and big. So big, elephants can make it.
Trying to get a price point, value point, so we have good customer rentals.
yeah.
And
Right.
They feel like they're getting the money's worth when they rent it.
So
Yeah.
if you are looking for a bachelor party or a birthday party or graduation party, we've got the secret room in the back that nobody knows about.
Yep, that's where we are currently.
On this corner over here, I know we have the two verses right now.
Yeah.
We plan on taking those out and putting more of a variety of machines there.
Awesome.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
potentially a couple pinballs or something like that. Just to put 'em
Yeah, some more party stuff too, you know. That's
Right.
easy. So, well, yeah, again, thanks so much, guys. You guys
Yeah,
rock. Make
thank
sure to
you.
check out their Facebook, check out their Instagram and all that stuff. Come see them at the Castleton Square Mall and make sure to tell them the 8-Bit sent you. And we will actually catch you guys in the next one. So make sure to put that coin in the slot, hit that power button, roll for initiative, and we'll see you in the next one.